Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you once again for tuning in to another episode of GOW, the Generation of Wrestling Podcast. It's always yours truly, the 29-year-old piece of gold, the franchise, aka the showstopper, better known as the GOW's resident tribal chief. And with me, as always, I got my tag team partner, my brother, my family. He is the flyest in the room, Mr. 1, 2, 3. Pin that ass down, Kid Breezy, aka EC's resident Isaac Hayes, King 2 Gold in the building, bro. What's good?
Man, back in the land, back on the compound of the GOW. Man, I am tired. My feet are tired. My legs are tired. My family is tired. Man, we are tired, but we had a fucking ball. But I'm glad to be back home. Glad to be back with the people. Glad to see my bro. What's good with you, man?
Man, a lot is good with me. We beat the Pittsburgh Steelers. I saw them rocking my Cleveland Browns apparel because, we came out. We should be 3-0 right now, but
the Guardians are the Central champions, baby.
The Guardians are the A. You know what I'm saying? They holding it down for the AL. So hopefully within a month's time, we on our way to the moon like Cameron Grimes, baby.
Oh, I can't forget O-State whoop that ass on prime time.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. O-State laying the smack of down, the jabroni beating, pie eating, ass kicking, eyebrow raising. Oh my God. And I can go on and on. And then we can't forget. We can't say too much, but we got to give a shout out to our beloved C-Town Cavs because they doing big things, man. So,
the season just began. Oh, I can't wait for the season to begin with that, man. But with that being said, OH, my brother.
And you know what that
Let's go.
And with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, before we get started, I need you to do two things. I need you to bend the knee to your humble king. And of course, and with that being said, so what we're going to do, because we've kind of been off schedule this week, man, and much needed rest for the both of us. That's my guy right here again, celebrated his 20-year anniversary with the missus. So I had to allow him to go out there and do his thing, because if I didn't, his wife was going to kick my ass, and then my wife would have been a widow. So we can't have that.
And after she kicked your ass too, she should have kicked your ass, and they both would have jumped me, and then we both would have been.
So now we are back, man. We coming to y'all with a very rare Sunday night block party. We're gonna let's see. First, we got Friday Night SmackDown. We're gonna review that, give our thoughts on that. Then we're gonna follow up with night 2 of AEW Grand Slam, talking about that Rampage. That boy Action Bronson came in and did some work. But before we get to all that, Tuco, how you doing, bro?
Man, like I said, man, I'm good, man. I miss the people. I know I want to, we always, when we get the opportunity to be on location, we always try to get one in. So, we had to get the one. But other than that, man, I really miss the people. I miss, the show, man. Ronnie, what's going on, man? What's good with you, brother? Glad you welcome to the show with us. Who was that? Kenny before? Kevin. I'm sorry, it's Kevin. Kevin, what's good with you, man? Appreciate you, man. So now, man, we got a Sunday night, man. Football's getting ready to come on, but we wanted to talk with the people, man, for they got too occupied with that. But it's Sunday, it's football. People gonna be occupied with that regardless. But now, man, I'm good. I'm glad we doing this show. Get this in. Get ready for tomorrow night's Monday Night Raw. We didn't do a Raw last week, so we're gonna do a Raw. We're gonna make sure we get y'all a Raw tomorrow night. So we gotta get you back to we gotta get the people what they need and what they want, man. So. I'm ready, bro. You ready? I'm ready. Let's roll.
All right, bro. So we started off the night, man, with the return of the tribal chief, the WWE Undisputed Universal Champion, Roman Reigns, the former NXT North American champion, Solo Sikoa. We got that boy, the honorary Uce, Sami
that
Zayn.
Was some BS.
We got Paul Heyman. And then, of course, we got... I'm not sure. I don't think they are yet, but they're on track to be the longest reigning tag team champions in WWE.
They got a while to go.
Yeah,
they still got a while to go. They got at least another month, maybe or so. They got 1 month or two, because I think they were like 40 days away, so they got like a month or so.
Tuco, I kind of had this conversation going a different way. But it's the GOW. We never stay on track, man. Man, we here, there, everywhere. ADD at its finest. I want to talk to you about Solo Sikoa real quick. So, Solo Sikoa.
You mean how they took that title off of him?
Yeah, that's exactly what I want to talk about. So, I was like, okay, Roman Reigns is the the undisputed WWE champion, Universal champion. Then you got the Usos as the tag team. Lonnie, what's going on, brother? And then you had Solo Sikoa as the NXT North American. I'm like, okay, cool. Everybody outside of Sami Zayn has a championship. This makes sense. You called him up and had him defend the belt one time on SmackDown, and then you got Shawn Michaels saying, well, yeah, that wasn't a sanctioned match. I'm like, bro, I understand if you wanted to take the title back off of Solo, whatever. But damn, he could have just wrestled in a match and lost, and then you still could have achieved what you achieved. Solo became the NXT North American champion because he hadn't done it. He brought it to the main roster, defended it. Bam. Okay. And if you wanted to call him up for good, you could have had him go down, lose to Carmelo, or lose in the Fatal 5-Way, whatever the hell they got going on coming up anyway. And then there you go. And he could have went on the main roster about his business, and they could have addressed that later. What did you think? Because the internet wrestling community were hot the way Solo lost his title on Tuesday.
Because it was some BS, man. I mean, y'all allowed the match to happen, and then you want to come a week later and say, "Oh, it wasn't sanctioned." Like, come on, man. Like that was some that was some BS. You put the title on him because what did we say? We said it doesn't make sense to take the title off of Walter right now because he's hot with the title right now. So don't take the title off of him just for the bloodline, just for that. Sikoa got to kind of earn his way.
Yeah.
The North American Championship was okay because you could still have him go to NXT and he can defend it. Now, like you say, he could have had a match with Carmelo Hayes and Trick could have came out and interfered in a way where Carmelo would have retained the title again. Okay, cool, no problem. All right, shenanigans, cool, whatever. But this is where it would have been nice if Roman Reigns was on last week's show.
Yeah.
So when he had the title, he could stand there with the bloodline with all the belts, even though they got the bloodline dynasty belt that Rikishi presented for him. But it's still you could have did that. You could have had that moment, but maybe they're saving that moment. But I don't know how long you're saving that moment because I don't know how much longer you plan on having these guys hold all these titles. Like you want to give the Usos the longest reign. I think that deserves to go to the New Day, but they'll have the most titles. So the Usos can have the longest reign. The Usos won't catch New Day. I don't think they'll ever catch the New Day. The New Day will eventually win tag team gold again before it's all said and done. Unless an injury happens to one of those two, because we don't know about Big E, so it's only down to two. But I expect those two to get tag team gold again. So I'm not really pressed about that. So you want certain teams that have definitely established themselves to have, you want certain teams to have certain records. And if the New Day is going to be the most tag championship wins or tag team title holds in WWE, the Usos can have the longest reign. Those are two of the most established tag teams you have in WWE right now anyway. Right. So it's like, you know what? All right, cool. I'm fine with that. But Roman holding on both titles, we're still wondering how long that's going to go on. I'm not sure if they're going to beat him and then have the person that beats him separate the titles, but it probably would make sense that way. But we'll see how long this Roman don't show up on TV, because it's been a minute since he's been on Raw. We've seen him on SmackDown a couple of times. We ain't seen him on Raw, so we'll see how that plays out. But Sikoa, what happened with Sikoa? That was kind of that was lame. That was a lame excuse. What's up, Fro? That was a lame excuse. I think that was a lame excuse to take it off of him. It's okay. It's NXT. It's okay if he would have lost on NXT. It's not like he hasn't lost on NXT before. It's not like Sikoa was walking around undefeated. That would have been a different thing. Now, if he's undefeated in NXT and you didn't want to have him take the loss, okay, I could have got that. But he's not undefeated in NXT, so you could have had him in a match. There could have been some shenanigans. He could have lost the title, or y'all could have just waited until a 5-way. You could have just did a 5-way and just said, "Hey, we're gonna do a 5-way." All right, cool, no problem. And then he could have lost the title then. He didn't even have to take the pin. It's a 5-way. There's so many other people that could have took the pin. He could have lost the belt. You can push him to the main roster, and then you can continue to try to push him and groom him. Right now, I don't think he had a good showing against Riddick Moss, no doubt about it. But I don't think he's ready. So I don't expect to see him beat Gunther or Walter or whoever the hell his name is this week. I don't expect him to win that title no time soon, because I have a feeling Sheamus and Walter aren't done yet. And because I don't think they're done yet, and we're definitely going to get a rematch of them two. I don't see him taking the title off there. So if this is just for him to, if it was just to give that glimpse, but
Yeah,
we knew he wasn't ready yet, then all right. But they could have found a different way to go about it.
bro. Before we get off the subject, we got
What's up?
Sami Zayn, man, bro. They toyed with my emotions on this one. I
Hey, they
was
toy with
over.
everybody's emotions. They
Oh,
toy with everybody. You had
bro.
people booing.
Bro, WWE and long-term storytelling. It ain't nothing that we put two and two together the last few years. We're talking about that. Actually, the shit outside of John Cena, probably the last 10 to 12 years at least. But every here and there, they have certain storylines where they manage to drag it out and do it justice. Sami Zayn, I said it before, I say it again. I keep on saying it till the wheels fall off. Sami Zayn has arguably been the best thing that happened to the bloodline. For a minute, man, the bloodline looking like they were going to get stale, especially
Yeah,
when it seemed like they turned away from, main event Jey Uso. And then it seemed like he wasn't going to ever turn back against Roman once his brother and him got the titles again. But now we got a little bit of a what's the words you say, man? When you see the wheel starting to spin, I can't think of it right now, but when I
Oh,
think about it, I will.
right. A little bit.
Yeah,
It's like a refresher, man. You know, they that is Sami Zayn brought some life to the bloodline, and
yeah,
then to get the little bit of shenanigans that we got leading up to it, because Jay was like, yeah, we finally about to kick this
yeah,
mud. We about to finally
yeah,
kick.
yeah,
Yeah, give me that
yeah.
shirt. Take that shirt off.
You see how happy Jay was. Like Jay
I'm
was
like,
stoked.
yeah.
He was
Jay
like, "Yeah,
was
you
on
ain't
it.
part
He
of."
was, yeah,
But bro,
we
okay.
own it,
So
man.
so
We
so
own it.
so I got three questions I want to ask you. So I'm gonna say it slow
What's
because I
up?
know I get a little tongue tied, and I want you to answer all three. And one of
No,
these
take your
got to do
time.
with
Take your time.
Fro.
Do your
Fro
thing. Do
says
your thing.
seemed like one week they thought Solo needs a belt because everyone in the bloodline had one. The following week,
Yeah.
HBK talked Triple H out of it. He also says, what if they had Sammy eventually become the shocker upset of the year and take the belt off Roman? So I'm going to include that in my question, bro. Okay, Sami Zayn, for the time being, is officially accepted as the honorary Uce of the bloodline. So, question number one: does this officially start the wheels turning for a return to main event Jey Uso? Two,
Yes. Yes.
two, do we see the bloodline falling apart because of this? And three, like Fro says, is it going to come down to a match between Jay and Sami Zayn to determine who's going to be the one to take the belt off of Roman?
Um, I I I I I don't think it'll come down to Sami Zayn taking the belt off from Roman, but the issue with Sami Zayn and Jey Uso, that's what takes me to the thought process that maybe somehow it will be Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn that will take the titles off the Usos. Like, cause and
Ooh,
I'm still like, cause that's something I think we want to see, but I don't know if we want to see. Like, I
yeah,
want to see a Sami Zayn and a Kevin Owens tag team. Like,
yeah,
I
yeah,
want to see them be a tag team. I want to see those two men that are great on the microphone, that are great in the
yeah,
ring. I wouldn't mind seeing them kind of be two kind of loose cannons in the tag team division. Uh,
yeah,
but I think because the heat is so much on Sammy and Jay right now,
yeah,
yeah, you could get the shocker that Sami Zayn would get the that Sami Zayn would win, beat Roman. But if that's the case, I don't think he would win and beat Roman. I think he would just get an opportunity. He would look like he would win, and then Roman would just beat him. I rather it be Sammy, screwing somebody over or whatever, and or just the issue between him and Jay just escalating to the point where they end up kicking him out, and then he gets help by getting Kevin to help him, because Kevin down to fight any goddamn Kevin right now. Kevin Owens is just fighting anybody. And we don't even give a shit who Kevin Owens fight. We just want to see Kevin Owens be Kevin Owens. This
Right,
would
right.
be great motivation for Kevin Owens, because it would be a hit to the bloodline, and that's really what matters to him. He would want to hit Roman, but he knows in order to hit Roman, you got to hit all parts of the bloodline. So if him and
Yeah,
Sammy can start by dissecting the Usos, not only is Jay upset because of Sammy, but then they lose the titles, which means Roman is upset with them, which means that causes more friction between Jimmy and Jay and Roman, which causes friction between the bloodlines. So eventually you're going to get to that. But I do see a main event Us coming back out of it, which I'm fine with. Um, and if there is going to be somebody, I would say it may be him if we don't get Cody or Seth.
yeah.
Because somehow, some way, Seth Rollins is going to get his hands on them championships.
Oh
I
yeah.
don't know
Oh yeah.
how, but it's about goddamn time. Look, him and Kevin Owens are the two people I want to see hold the titles right now, or I haven't seen, especially for Kevin. I got to see Seth be champion for a reasonable amount of time, even before the injury and after the injury. So I've gotten a chance with him. Bless you, babe. But with Kevin, I felt like got shortchanged. So I want to see Kevin win a world title. But right now, I think Kevin and Sammy would be great for the tag team. That'd be something new. That'd be we finally get the Kevin and Sammy tag team. They're facing the
Right.
Usos. That's 4 people right there we know finna give us a hell of a fucking match. So I'm looking at the match. I'm looking at what they gonna present. You got the rivalry. You got enough heat there. The Usos have done enough damage to Jay himself has been more involved in Kevin Owens' match with Roman Reigns, and Kevin Owens
Right.
said it. So there's history there. I think that would work better. Uh, but yeah, I think Seth, if not Cody, if not Jay, Jay, Cody, or Seth, it could be one of those 3 that could take the titles off Roman.
All right. So next up, man. So we're gonna get through this. We're gonna talk about what we need to talk about, but we still got AEW. But
Yeah, man.
all right, so this is in no particular order. So of course, man. So we had one of the segments of the night. We had Hero and the Street Profits, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm really starting to like these little backstage segments with Hero and the Street Profits, man. Just because for the culture, man, for the culture, you got
it's for the culture.
you got to be there. You got to know what it is. You got to know what it is. So that was cool, man. They partied with Nakamura backstage and a couple other people. Long story short, man, Los Lotharios came in there and they whooped Hit Row's ass. So we got that coming up soon, but we'll get to that, bro.
I'm glad they're doing more with them. I didn't mean to control, but I'm glad they're doing more with Lotharios, because I like both guys, especially Leo. What's good, man?
Well,
Especially Garza. I really like Garza. I've seen enough of Garza to know that this
especially back
dude
in
could be.
NXT.
Man, he could have been an Eddie 2.0, man. He truly could have been a great heel character and wrestler. But it is what it is. But I'm glad they haven't given up on him. They see there's something there with them. They're cousins. That you can do that. They can do so much. Just give them that opportunity. And with a team like Hit Row, you got up and coming teams that people are interested in and want to see. So I'm glad they're finding something to do meaningful with these guys. They can do without the male models. You get rid of the other 2 guys and replace them with them. They would actually fit more in the male model role than the other 2 assholes. So but I'm not saying I really would want that, but if that's what you were going to give me, I would rather have those 2 than the other.
It's like you got your Latin version of what's that? Breezango.
Yeah, you really do, man. Just a little bit.
Yeah.
They're not as goofy. They're a little bit more serious. They just they're lovers. So
I always say
a different type of
they're the
approach.
serial Latin lovers, the Lotharios.
Right, exactly. So it's it just hits a little different. But
old days of
man,
our lives, looking ass motherfuckers.
you stupid. You stupid. Hell no.
As the world turns on your ass.
Hey, you fool. But I like it. It would work. It would work. It would work. Oh shit, man.
All right, okay, bro. All right, so now we
What's
get
up?
Liv Morgan versus Lacey Evans, and Lacey's
Mhm.
antagonizing Morgan. Talking about Morgan can't be extreme. Long story short, man, Morgan ended up picking up the victory and ended up putting Lacey Evans through a table with a nice senton, by the way. But bro, okay, it's clear as day. They trying to make Liv look, as you say, credible because she doesn't look credible,
Mhm.
rightfully so,
Mhm.
against former MMA Women's Champion and badass and Olympian Ronda Rousey,
Of
and they're going to
course.
compete in the Extreme Rules match.
Mhm.
All right. I'm going to go back to you and I'm going to talk to you about Lacey Evans. Lacey Evans, she's got tremendous potential, but I feel like WWE for the second time, man. Why do you think they don't know how to book her, man? Like I feel like,
Because
as a heel, she was perfect, and then they try to bring it back as a face, and that don't work. And I feel like they try to switch it, but everybody knows why you switched it, and it's just not clicking now.
because the problem is that they the first problem with Lacey Evans is that when they first shown her, all she did was walk out to the ring and walk back for like 6 weeks. It was
Yeah,
like okay. So then when she started doing something, it was like it was cool. You started
yeah,
doing little stuff with her, and it started to seem to work. But then she got no. They turned her face all of a sudden. That was
yep,
the issue. The issue
yep,
was is that they turned her face, and it was like, wait a minute, now she's a Marine, and now she's this. And wait a minute, what? No, man, you was this Southern Belle walking around knocking bitches out, and then walking off with your little towel, walking away. Like, nah, come on, man. So it wasn't her, and like you say, why don't they? Because they at that time were Vince, and we all know how flip floppity that shit was.
right,
Now, because she came in on the tail end of that Vince thing where she was giving these stories and she was being sentimental and people were liking it. But what did I say? You're doing too many of these stories. I
yeah,
understand you want people to feel her, but the stories are too long, and two, is
yeah,
like you're doing the runway again. Now you're giving us 6 weeks of her just talking. Like, dude, we got this already. So that was the problem. Then when you bring her back, now she's healed, but now she's face. Now she's healed. We don't know what she is. We don't know if she's healed or she's face. I think she
right,
needs to go off TV for a while and just come back and just sneak attack somebody and stay a
yeah,
heel. Like, or make her a face, whatever. But she needs to go away for a while and be one thing, and they need to establish that.
yeah.
I'm
Or
hoping now maybe they'll do that, but that to me, that's the big issue.
I feel like too, like if she goes off TV, and like you said, she can come back, kind of like Shotzi, right? They took Shotzi off TV for a while because it sounded like Shotzi was kind of like in that
And
purgatory
brought her
where
back.
where people liked her, but they tried to make her heel, and people were supposed to hate her, but instead you kind of just got annoyed by her, and then they took her off TV. Now she's back as a
Mhm.
face, or superhero. You know what I'm saying? All heroes don't wear capes, and now look, people like her again, and hopefully this time, she gets her tank back, and it leads to a push. But I was just kind of curious about Lacey, man. I know how you feel about Liv Morgan and the whole Ronda Rousey situation, so I didn't want to talk too much about that. But I really want to talk about Lacey because I think that's one of the ones who we like, but we don't really talk about enough. So I just kind of want to get
Well,
two
that's
Cole's
why.
opinions on that.
That's all that is, man. I want to like Lacey, but I need them to figure out what they want to do with her, and then stick with it. Stick with it.
Too cold. All right, man. So I'm going to bring up this next match, and it's not for the latter of the two people, but it's going to lead into somebody we both really like, and hopefully he makes his return. So we got a tag team match. We got the New Day, man. Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods defeating the Maximum Male Models. We had that boy, Max Dupree. I think his name was like my boy, man. He lost his shit, and it seems like week after week after week we started kind of getting more and more Easter eggs, man, leading back to a return of Mr. L.A. Knight. Bro,
Hmm.
L.A. Knight, main roster. Where do you see him fitting in, man? Do we see? Because we know, Eli Drake, L.A. Knight, Max
Mid
Dupree.
card,
No, he's a
mid
little up
card,
there.
mid card,
Wow,
mid
really?
card, mid card.
Golly. Even under
I'm not.
Triple H.
He's not. Yeah, under Triple H, he's mid card.
Ooh, wow.
He's not. I mean, I don't see him. Well, one, I mean, he ain't nobody I look at like he's not finna go beat Roman Reigns. So I'm not, I'm not finna put him there. And the Max Dupree character ain't really getting nowhere. So let him come back as LA Knight and let him work the mid card. If he becomes more than that, fine, cool, no problem. But if he don't, well, he's where he needs to be.
Man, Vince in the in the maximum male models and Rico and Gold Dust. Vince,
Man, look,
Vince
bro.
is telling us things, man. Vince is telling us things.
Man, look, he is telling us some things, but man, he's been saying those things for years. It is what it is at this point. But no, man, I just mid card. I don't see him going too far,
Damn.
doing too much.
All right. Well,
I mean,
that's
United States. But mid card is United States. That's Intercontinental.
yeah,
I could
yeah,
see him getting
yeah,
that. I could see him
yeah,
being a tag team
yeah,
champion. I could see him,
yeah.
maybe getting
You didn't say
Intercontinental or something like
24/7
that.
championship, so
No, I didn't.
yeah,
I didn't say catering. I didn't say run around in the back. No, mid card. He'll be a mid carder. Uh, because I'm pretty sure because I don't think he'll have the star power like that to really be. Uh, I don't think. I don't think. I mean, that would be cool. Now, if they do that, that may be a little different. That may be a little different if they let him be more of that.
right,
But
yeah,
yeah, man. Right now, you got to reestablish him, put him back in the mid card, let him have some good matches with a few talent because he's going to have to build people because he's already kind of up there. So he's going to have to
yeah.
build people, but also build himself. The mid card would be a great position for him. So yeah, if he was a younger talent, sure, but with a promising character, yeah, future champion, no doubt. But nah, I don't see that from him.
All right, man. Let's get through the rest of this really quick, man. So we got Sheamus. He announced that he will be in a rematch for the Intercontinental Championship against Walter Gunther, whatever the hell you want to call him. Looking forward to that. Then we got Drew McIntyre challenging Karrion Kross to a strap match at Extreme Rules. So we got that going on. We had
Hmm.
Raquel Rodriguez defeating Dakota Kai via pinfall. But this time, bro, this time we got a serious Raquel. We said we don't want to see all this happy-go-lucky Raquel. We want to
Mm-mm,
see that. We want to
mm-mm.
see that badass. And it's looking like
That big mommy cool.
yeah,
That big
it's looking
mommy
like
cool, baby.
it's looking like we're headed that way. Too cold, a serious or a heel. It ain't got to be a heel, just a badass NXT Raquel Rodriguez on the main roster. How far do you see her going?
Oh, very far. Because we saw how far she can go as NXT in NXT. We saw where she came from. We saw where she went. I got no problem with it. I got no problem with the way Triple H was displaying the women. It was just changing some of the way they were presented prior to him taking over. What's good, Earl? And I think that was just the thing. It was just changing up that coming out, and I'm just happy to be here.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
It's like who the fuck are you? I'm sorry, who are you? I don't know. That's not who I want. I want that cocky bitch that was the NXT champion coming out flexing her muscles like up there putting that SmackDown. That's who I want. I want my big mommy cool. I don't want you. I accept you, but it's like I don't know. So if she's gonna be serious, she's gonna be the Raquel that I know for her to be. I'm good with it. I want to see it. Oh, because she's gonna definitely change that women's division. Her Ripley, if Ripley get back, like some of them women. Oh my god, man, oh my god, I still want to see a Bianca Belair versus a Raquel. I'm still waiting to see in on
yeah,
that match. Like
yeah,
just
yeah.
seeing those two go at it. Man, it's still quite a few. I want to see go toe to toe. So nah, I'm good with it. Let's go. I'm liking the changes. Uh, so far, for the most part, I like most of the changes.
All right, man. So then, of course, after that, we got Braun Strowman versus Otis, and you know what,
What's up?
bro?
I heard this was
This
pretty
was
good,
a
man. This this
good
this, this
match.
was this was better than I didn't it wasn't bad. It was actually more watchable than I thought it would be, man. So
Yeah,
I was
like
actually
I
pretty cool with
I
that.
actually did not mind this, and you know what? it was cool, man, to see Braun. First of all, you could tell Braun's definitely been working on his in ring. He doesn't look as clumpy. Still a little reckless, a little bit, but he
but
doesn't
that's
look.
always been Braun.
Yeah, he doesn't look as out of control. I mean, come on, he's a freight train, but got his physique together, and it was cool, man, to see Otis give him a run for his money, like to see somebody actually like make Braun look vulnerable. You didn't really see that, so it was nice that these two had a great match. I feel like they really complimented each other. It made Otis one look even more serious and more strong, and got him more over. And then also Braun at the same time. It's clear that they're gonna give Braun a big push, but they're gonna actually let him have decent matches. He ain't just gonna go out there and just squash somebody or just look goofy for 5 minutes outside of fucking falling, running around on the outside.
I mean, well, it's only so many people. I mean, Otis ain't no slouch, so it's only so many people that's gonna give Braun that work anyway.
Yeah.
He's getting his narrative control now. Yeah, he really is. He's got it, but that's probably what he needed. He needed to just go away for a while and come back. Let them understand the value that he really had. But it's cool to see Braun have that type of match with somebody, but he's not gonna have that type of match with everybody. It's only maybe a handful of people he's gonna have that match with. So we're gonna watch Braun squash through people a lot, and we're gonna see him kind of, give the other guy a chance. Where Braun if he's the monster, man, only but a handful of dudes gonna really be able to put some work to him. So it is what it is.
All right, then of course, man, after this, we had one more match that happened. What the hell? Hold on. What do we had? We had. It's the main event. Damn. We had the Usos defeating the Brawling Brutes via pinfall, bro. This match got plenty of time. This is a good match. I am loving the Brawling Brutes. Okay, hear me out. I was a little annoyed when they brought Ridge Holland up and they threw him in the tag team with Sheamus. I'm like, again, bro, god damn it, stop with the fucking tag teams for Sheamus.
I actually didn't have a problem with that. It was cool because that was actually okay.
But see, I hated it because you just had Sheamus being the tag team whore with Cesaro. Yes, Cesaro being tag team horse, and now franchise gonna go on record here. Let me talk to you like LA Knight. I was never a huge Sheamus fan, but I've always I respected the work, and so my thing is I didn't always understand the character, but I respected the in-ring work. And then Ridge Holland, I was a huge fan of Ridge Holland in NXT. Then they had him coming up being like a little Sheamus fanboy. I didn't like it at first, and then when you got Butch coming in looking like he off of Adderall and shit, and then I'm like, but now it works. I like they're giving me the acclaimed effect. I love the Brawling Brutes. How soon before they dethrone the Usos?
If they aren't the ones to dethrone the Usos, that could be shortly. But so no, I did not like the fanboying, but I kind of understood it with Ridge Holland. Like, one, he got called up way early. Didn't expect to see him get called up. So that was the one thing. Didn't expect it. But I figured, okay, if he's gonna get called up with a guy like Sheamus, this will be good for him on the growing side of just him understanding and getting better. Unfortunately, he had the one mistake with Big E, which was the biggest mistake he could ever make, and it was a mistake. But he has gotten a little better. And his character, it works with Sheamus and how Sheamus is and how they are. And now with Pete Dunne not being like he's on Adderall, but just always ready to fight. It's kind of he seems to be getting more back to himself. So now it seems to be working. But once you started the Imperium thing, or just the him and the Walter, that's where it really picked up. Like, they did good. They had some good matches. Don't get me wrong. The matches with the New Day, they were some good matches. I'm not saying they weren't bad matches. They were really good. They were worth watching. But once we stopped getting the stupidity of the bit of the Brawler Brutes, and we started getting the in-ring and started seeing the characters develop and starting to see people really like these guys and want to see these guys make it. I've got no problem with him, man. I just don't like I'm just get rid of Butch. Get rid of Butch. Make him Pete Dunne again.
Give me what I want.
I'm good with it. Give me what I want. Give me that's all I need. Just give me that, and I'm good with that, man. You could just do that, but I don't have a problem with it, man. I didn't expect the Usos to lose right now. Like I say, I think they're gonna save that, uh, for something later. But right now, with what happened with Sammy, we can see that coming up real soon. But we'll see.
All right, man. Well, look, we finally, after 35 minutes, wrapped up SmackDown. But we had to talk to y'all, man. We had to talk to y'all. We ain't talked to y'all really in over a week, damn near, with the
Nah,
exception of
man.
a
So
couple
we're
days
gonna talk a
ago.
little bit more.
So we had to talk to y'all today. So with that being said, man, give me a second. I'm gonna switch these screens right here because I am no longer the host. SmackDown is over. AEW Rampage Grand Slam is about to start up review wise. Too cold, man. Take it away.
I ain't got the dose, man.
Oh shit! Right, my bad. I
Right.
guess I am the host. Hold on, hold on,
I've been on vacation,
hold on.
man. I've
Hey,
been on
hey,
vacation, man. I ain't wrote nothing down. I
hold
ain't
on.
took
Hey,
look. It took me a week to watch both of them shows.
hey, you know it's crazy. And we just had this conversation before we went on air.
We
Hey, you got
did.
the notes, right? You got the notes, right? Yeah, I got the
Like
notes.
I
Hey,
got
bro, I get the host
like
mode.
I got you. I got you starting Monday, but I got the notes today, man. Like I'm still recovering.
Hey, hey, this is where I wish I had some commercial music, some elevator to get to feel the air while I was trying to scramble for these notes frantically.
Oh man, it's all good, man. Look, the people ain't seen us and almost ain't seen us all week. We did something special for them, but we ain't, we sitting here, we talking to the people, man. So it's all good,
Talking to
man.
the people.
Hey,
We know the
they know
people
how we
love the
do. By
people.
this time, man, if you fucking with us, you know how we roll, man. We appreciate y'all, man.
Really quick before I get into like the match card and everything like that, man. Did you
Right, right.
did you see that text about that I sent you about House of Black? Taking a little break as a group from AEW.
Yeah, because right now the gimmick was based on Malachi Black. He's
Yeah,
not there. I don't know if you want to continue to go that road with these guys. Um, they may want to do something different. They may want to leave. We don't know. Brody King, I feel like maybe he has a spot there or not, but we'll
yeah.
uh we'll have to see what becomes of that. I hope they don't go. Buddy Murphy can if he leaves, cool, but I understand why he's leaving. But yeah, it's yeah, they need to time away. Maybe they need to refocus what they are. Have Tuco do a new merch plug commercial while you find the notes.
Hey, look, and here, all right, here we go. I got the notes. God damn it, took long enough.
See,
All
I see.
right,
There it is, man. We killed some time. See, we killed the time anyway.
all right,
That's
all right,
that's
all
why we
right.
love y'all, man. That's why we love the show, man. That's why we love the show.
All right, so bro, match number one, man, we had a no disqualification match. We got the House of Black versus Sting and Darby Allin. The winners of this match were Sting and
Jesus.
Darby Allin. But bro, it was mayhem, and I ain't talking about Warlow. It was carnage. It was people that got busted up that I don't think meant to get busted up. Bro, Darby Allin had a visible gash that was as deep as the sea. You got Sting, he got bloodied up, but then you got Julia Hart, poor baby.
Yes.
Poor baby. Dude, I
Yes.
was watching it. Even a wife was here watching it with me, man, against her will, but she watched it nonetheless. That's neither here nor there.
Against the
So
will.
she was watching it, and Julia Hart, man, so she got bumped off the apron, leaped
I
a
think
little
she
bit
jumped.
too.
I think she leaped a
Yeah,
little too hard,
I think what all she needed to do literally was
would
step
just fall
off, and
back.
she would have been fine. But instead she leapt off, missed the table, hit her head on the concrete.
Oh no, she
Bro,
hit the table. She just didn't hit the table in
did
the
she hit
right
the
spot to
table?
not hit her head on the concrete.
So
That
so
was the
so she
problem.
must have
She hit the
she must
table.
have ricocheted off the table.
No, when she like the way she hit the table, only the lower back half and her butt hit the table because you could tell she broke the table. But I don't know if I'm hoping because she still hit the table, it kind of softened her fall. But man, yeah,
Nah, the way she fell, I can tell that they didn't soften her fall
she
because
hit like
well,
her
that's what I'm
head,
saying.
like she hit something. Earl
Because you
said,
can
"Get the
see,
cliff
like
notes."
even the wife, even the wife was like, well, they didn't pan back to her at all. Like they started panning to everybody else that was in the match, but her, and she was like, yeah, she hurt because they not even panning back to her. And it's like, I guarantee they go on commercial, and literally as soon as the match over, they went straight to commercial.
They did. They needed to. They needed to. They needed to go to
Yeah,
commercial, man, because she definitely went a little too far. Uh,
but but all that to be said, we got Sting and Darby Allin picking up the victory. But what did you think of the match, man, overall, and just the whole situation?
You want me to say it again?
Oh no, I was saying, sorry, I was saying, but all that aside, everything we just said there. What did you think of the match, and then
Oh,
just the whole situation as a whole?
I no, the match was cool. The great Muta coming out. Uh, it was a bit sloppy, not gonna lie. But it was cool to see him. Him and Sting got great history. I just remember watching one of their matches. Not vaguely, I remember them watching their matches, but it was cool. And I guess this is his last little run, so he wanted to come and then help his arch rival, Sting. Which it was what it was. Sting finally broke out of the chains, which looked like he could have been broke out of them. But it is what it is. I'm not gonna complain too much. It's wrestling. It is what it is. But the match was cool. It was everything you knew it to be, man. It was gonna be a brutal, hard match, and people got busted up. People got split. People got knocked out by jumping over the table too far. Yeah, there was a little bit of everything, man. But I'm glad that she announced she's okay. But I do feel like if she'd have hit and didn't hit the table and hit her head on the pole, like I thought she would hit her head on the guardrail. But I feel like hitting the table softened the blow a little bit. I'm not saying it totally stopped her, but I think it somewhat stopped what could have happened to her.
Yeah, no, absolutely, absolutely. The next up, bro, we got the JAS, this Jericho Appreciation Society. We got Matt Menard, Angelo Parker versus that boy, the handsome devil, Hook and Action Bronson. Okay, we know what it is. Hook and Action Bronson
Yeah,
picked up the victory. We knew what it
yeah,
was. But bro, let's
yeah.
talk about Hook and Action Bronson because Hook looked good as always, but he looked legit. But Action Bronson, bro, my boy been putting in some training. Okay, I
I
didn't
mean,
think
he
he
been
did
training with
terrible.
Hook.
I didn't think
He
he
been
did
training with
terrible.
Hook.
What did you think?
No, I thought it was okay. I mean, it's still. This was probably one of the better Hook matches, but at the same time, it still lacked something that I was missing and that I want
Yeah.
to see from Hook, and that's Hook struggle. I felt like Hook didn't struggle. I feel like you're playing too much into Hook's character than you are building him up and showing that he can come back from adversity. Um, so it was a cool match, but that's all it was a cool little match. Like I didn't take too much more from that than that.
Next up, man, we got your TNT champion, Warlow. We got the ROH. What is he? Television champion, I believe, Samoa
Hmm.
Joe.
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
we got Josh versus Josh Woods and Tony Nese. Of course, War
Hmm.
Joe, as they are called, ended up picking up the victory. Too cold, man. What
War
did you
Joe.
think of
I
this
like that.
match?
I actually like that. War Joe.
What did you think of this? What did you think of this match? What do you think about Samoa Joe? We already talked about Warlow. He's been pretty much a constant since he got up from under the thumb of
Mm,
MJF. But what do you think about Samoa Joe and his time and his future in AEW? What do you see on the horizon for the Samoan submission machine?
I mean, honestly, right now, I don't really see much. Um, we're still waiting for Tony to do something with Ring of Honor. So once he does something with that, and then those that are going to be on Ring of Honor be on Ring of Honor, then I have more of a thought. But right now with Joe, age, injury, and other things, I don't really know what to think of Joe right now or what I want to see from him. I'm just happy to see him and that he still can do the damn thing. And if him and Warlow decide to be tag team champions and be War Joe, I think I kind of rock with that, man. But no, man. Other than that, man, no, I think Joe. I'm just happy to see Joe. I'm just glad Joe's here.
Next up, man, we got probably the match of the night. We got Ray Phoenix versus that boy Jungle Boy Jack Perry. Dude, I wanted to see this match. I knew this match was gonna be something different. I knew it was gonna be something special. We ended up having Jungle Boy picking up the victory over Ray Phoenix, and they showed each other some much love, much deserved love after the match, after a barn burner they put on. Too cold, man. Ray Phoenix, Jungle Boy. What are your thoughts?
I thought the match was good. I liked it. First of all, it's my boy Ray Phoenix. You could tell this was their first time fighting, but at the same time, they scouted each other enough to know what each other like to do. So I saw a lot of good counters. I saw a lot of just the athletic ability, the high flying, everything that you expect to see in two type of guys like this. Guys that can, they bounce off the rope different, but when they do it, it has such impact.
Yeah.
The counters, the submissions, the technical holds, like you can you get a little bit of everything with guys like this, and I enjoyed it and I appreciated it, and it was a great match. I will say it probably was the match of the night for the card for Friday night. But yeah, man, no, I had a good match. I hate to see my boy lose, but hey, man, boy, that Jungle Boy, man, he is definitely on that up and coming to get one of those newly singles championships, either the TNT or the Mid Atlantic. But he's definitely on a rise to put some singles gold around his waist.
Well, speaking of on the rise, man, look no further than one half of Les Six Guys, multi-time TNT champion himself, former tag team champion, the Spanish guy Sammy Guevara. He ended up losing, to the Mad King Eddie Kingston, man, who choked his ass on out. Bro, it's been some heat between these two backstage. The tension is real. What did you think of this match, man?
And
I'm
the
a
match
little
was okay.
Yeah, I'm about to say I'm a little indifferent. Wasn't terrible. It wasn't bad, but maybe me knowing the tension they had and the heat they had, or supposedly have or had, I assume the match would have been a little better.
Yeah,
Just because I felt like they
yeah.
were going to go a little harder. It just
It
it,
was it was an all right match. It felt 1-2 step. It was only certain moments, and then to have to have Kingston win, and then just for his own stubbornness to get the match reversed because he just don't want to let go of the hold. Like, bruh, all right, after a
yeah,
few minutes, after a few set, all right, cool, then let it go, man. Let him, you. But now, it, this is the kind of one thing I kind of dislike about Kingston. Like, you had an opportunity to win and be satisfied with the win, but yet you keep doing stuff that gets yourself either disqualified or you get the win and then it gets reversed. So now you want to be on a forever ending battle, and it's like, but dude, it's like I don't really expect. I don't even think I want one more match out of y'all two. Like I think my expectation for what this was and what's going on was a little bit more than it should have been, and
yeah,
I'm man. If they don't wrestle again, I'm good. Like
yeah.
I'm serious. Like if Kingston gets Sammy don't wrestle again, I'm good. And I felt Sammy was back to being that kind of. I didn't feel like Sammy was gonna win anyway. Like I didn't feel like Sammy had a shot. So it was like it made sense for Kingston to win. But then I guess when you think about it like that, I guess it made sense for him to do what he did because they're going to give us one more match. But it's like unless that match is going to go all out, and I mean not just figuratively speaking, unless they're going to go all out in that next match, I don't really care to see it. I think I'm done with them too.
Leo says, I like the story they're telling with Eddie, though. He's the guy that lets his emotions get to him in
He
some way,
do,
overcome that.
he does, but at some point, Eddie, it's like, dude, you can't keep talking about you this and you that, and you still making that little mental mistake. Like again, I it not that he's been doing that in every rivalry though. That's the thing. Like almost in every rivalry that he has, that's what he's doing. And it's like I wouldn't mind seeing Eddie just kind of win out, you know, outright than having to lose 3 or 4 times and then get one victory. Like I don't expect Eddie to win all the time, but damn, that he should have got last night's win and he could have held on to it a little bit longer, but then he should have let it go after a while. But that's just
What
me.
do you No, what do you think? And we're gonna move forward, but Sammy Guevara, man, he issued a statement where he said he felt like he wanted to possibly leave AEW for a while. And he
I
said
mean,
the thinking behind that was he didn't like the way the fans kind of turned on him and started to treat him like Cody Rhodes. And it was kind of like one of those things where he was like, maybe I need to leave for you guys to appreciate what I'm doing in the ring. And it didn't seem like he was upset at the fact that fans were booing him. It's the fact that I think he feels like people in real life just don't really appreciate the entertainer that Sammy Guevara is and take it for granted because of the personal shit he has going on outside the ring. And a lot of that kind of started with, Ty and all that. What are your thoughts on that,
well, first of all, Sammy was a hothead outside of the ring because there were opportunity where he was supposed to go to Impact and fight for a championship. He messed that up. So it's not like Sammy has been getting blamed for stuff, wrongfully. It's just the fact that, man, Sammy ain't been. First of all, what was one of the biggest issues I had with Sammy? The dude matches look lackadaisical. He doesn't look like he doesn't look like he's into it all the time, and it's like he needs to change that. When he was with Inner Circle, he came up and he became a little bit bigger, and that was cool. Uh, it's the Ty Conti thing that got people. Yeah, that bugged people the wrong way because it was like, well, dude, you brought your girlfriend on TV to propose to her, then all of a sudden you yeah, he definitely got to learn to do that, Leo, because that's one thing I definitely noticed last night. He does not throw credible punches, but you let your personal business be a part of why people don't like you. And lately, man, some of your promos, some of the work, I mean, the whole time, like after a while, that just people got tired of seeing it. And so it's like, bruh, you like people, Cody Rhodes. First of all, you're not Cody Rhodes. Let's establish that. Cody Rhodes is established. You ain't established. The problem with Cody Rhodes was, bruh, turn heel. that was it. Turn heel, Cody. All right. We still love you. Turn heel. That's all we're saying, bruh. We love the good guy role, but it's kind of it's borderlining John Cena. Nobody wants to see that. And because nobody wants to see that from you, and you start to come off like, even though you losing every now and then, but bro, you damn near beating everybody, man. It's time for you to come off heel and sneak your way into an AEW championship. People want to see Cody Rhodes hold the AEW championship, and it seemed like Cody was doing everything the opposite of that to be who he was. And honestly, I feel like Cody was only doing that so he can go and so he can get back to WWE.
I agree 100%. As I was sitting there just kind of thumbing through the comments. Yeah, man. AEW, man. AEW. We knew eventually, the honeymoon phase was going to end, especially with there being so much turmoil once upon a time in WWE. AEW, seemed like the land of opportunity, and it still does seem like the land of opportunity, and I
It
think it
still
will be
is.
for a very long time. So, I think right now, there's a chink in the armor that's been exposed, which is, AEW management and kind of how things have been going. But then again, though, these people are human. You can only put on the facade for so long. Every relationship, starts great in the beginning. And then after the first couple months, man, after you got that real first spat, you kind of really find out, man, how you got to deal with each other moving forward. And even years later, man, you're still learning and figuring things out. AEW is really only 3 years in, man. So they in the toddler stage right now. So for them to be as advanced and as far as they are right now, good, bad, ugly, people leaving, people coming, people going. At the end of the day, you can't bitch about wrestling being a monopoly and people not having nowhere to go. Then get mad when people decide to leave or not leave. So, there's that. But I wanted to
Especially
talk to you,
in
bring that up.
well, and especially in today's time, because there is no such thing as a loyal the wrestling company or loyal
Bro, there's not a
employee no
such thing
more.
as a loyal athlete, period. When you think about it, look at basketball. I mean, you got
I,
motherfuckers
well,
jumping left and right.
Basketball
Football,
is one thing, but with wrestling, you think about wrestling now. You think about what the way that guys can flip and go and be in one company or be a free agent and work for one company for a while, then go work at another company. So it's like you don't have like it's like nowadays everybody's worked within every company. All right, where you
it's
don't
that
have guys
independent
that maybe
contractor
just
status.
right. So the game has changed, and it's going to be that way. But uh, when you think of a guy like Sammy, like yeah, you're young and up and coming, but you don't have the but Sammy doesn't bring the impact, not with his promos, it's not always with his wrestling, like MJF. You don't
Yeah,
impact
yeah,
people the same way like Jungle Boy do. Like we know how good you are, and when you own your shit, you own your shit. But when you being the Spanish, like when you go back to kind of being the arrogant dude, and it just seems like you just kind of 1-2 stepping through your moves. It's like,
right,
bruh, I honestly, I think he needs a bit of a character change, man. Like, yeah, okay, you married Ty Conti, but that's still such a focus for your character, and it's still so much focus for a character a lot of people don't care for. But we
right.
want to care for you. We just kind of tired. It's like, all right, man, we got that. That was a thing. Let's move on to it, Sammy. Like, move forward, move up. So honestly, I think he just needs to take a break, come back a little bit more serious. If he feel like he needs to go because he wants to test his value, go on over there to WWE. Go ahead. They already got 3 guys that look like you. Go right ahead. Go right ahead. You think Cody gonna get you in and get you a sweet spot? Go right ahead, dude. You think it's gonna be that easy for you? You go right ahead, bro. But it ain't. And take a little time off. Change up who you are. You still want to be a part of the Jericho Association? Cool, whatever, man. Take a little time off, man. Come back, be a little more serious. That's something. But the whole I'm the sex god and I'm having sex every day. It's like, man, after a while, it's like, bro, that's all it is. That's all it is. That's the most interesting thing you do. That's the most interesting thing you have done lately, to be honest. Like
Yeah,
the whole top team thing got so bored. And that's another thing. That's part of the reason why people got tired of them because that whole storyline didn't go nowhere. And I blame Tony Khan on that. You stretched that longer than it should have. But after a while, it's like, man, it got to the point where it got kind of colluded because you didn't know if you even liked Sammy or them anymore. Because after a while, they were just doing the same shit. It was just like, whatever. And you saw how people started to like top team all of a sudden now. You saw how fast that flipped because people it's like, come on, Tony, no one expected that to be the long-term character for him. They
right.
figured something else would change and it didn't. But I digress, man. We got a couple more things to talk about. Let's get to it, man, so we can
Yes, sir. Cause the wife giving me the
enjoy the rest
counter.
of the night.
Hell yeah, because I don't need my ass whooped. All right, man. So we got the
Oh yeah,
TBS
I
champion.
know.
We got
Oh
that
yeah,
bitch
I heard that time you told me.
versus I said versus Jay Cargill. Jay Cargill versus
Right.
Diamante,
We got
who
that bitch
came
versus
out.
Jay Cargill. That's a hell of a
No,
match,
no, no,
man. 38
no,
no
no,
versus
no,
38
no,
no.
no. We got that bitch, the TBS champion versus Diamante, who came out with the baddest bitch, Trina. All right, man. So let's go
Not
ahead
gonna
and run
lie.
through this.
Not gonna lie. Look here.
Diamante
Don't
got
even
her
go
ass.
through this match. Don't even go
Well,
through
that's
this
what I'm
match.
saying. Yeah, but
Here's the
that's what
stupid
I'm
part.
saying.
The
Huh?
stupid part about this whole thing was Trina turning on her and just doing. I ain't gonna lie. Why didn't Trina just come out with her in the first place? Like I like. Why didn't Trina just show up with her? I feel
And I
like
think Jay Cargill is from Florida anyway. I think she's like Vero Beach, and then Trina's already from Miami. I mean, I get Diamante's from Miami too, but it's like it just made more sense to have her come out just aesthetically and again for the culture. It just made sense.
it made sense for her to come out, but it's like you had the baddest bitch. You got that bitch, the,
That
the
bitch. It's just
TBS champion. And it's like
yeah. It's right
yeah.
there. The shit
The
writes itself.
Diamante could have came. She could have. I mean, the way she hyped that up, I'm not gonna lie. She made it seem like it was really gonna be somebody, and it was Trina. It was like, okay, that's who you've been talking so reckless, like it's somebody that's gonna come in and put in work. This is Trina. Trina ain't no damn wrestler.
And
So
then
it's
she
like, all
came in
right.
and sucker punched your ass.
And so it's like, bro, you should have just had her like I'm a bad. It should have been Jay doing her little thing. And I'm so bad that I got one of the baddest bitches to come with me. And then Trina could have came and they could have did cut the promo, and then she could have came out and walked with her. And Trina could have still punched old girl and stood there and raised her hand. I just felt that was all a waste. But it is. I'm glad it's over. It is what it is. Jay got the victory. We gonna move on. Go ahead.
Step on me. All right, then next up, man. we we got the golden ticket battle royale, man. That boy Adam Hangman Page ended up picking up the victory in that one. This match was sloppy as fuck. Very
man. Oh my god. Oh
this
my god.
Thank God this wasn't on pay-per-view as a Royal Rumble, because this shit was terrible. I say a lot of shit about WWE, but goddamn, them battle royals, they look decent most of the time. This one was just it was a clusterfuck. But my boy Adam Page won. Tuco, what you think?
Bruh, no, I agree with you.
It was hard to keep up with it.
I was surprised to see that Brian Cage was even in this match. Like, bruh, I didn't even think you gave a fuck to come on AEW no more. It was surprising to see him. But other than that, man, no,
Why do you think that is, bro? Like, what do you think happened with Tony Khan and Brian Cage? I'm like, bro, he seemed like a fucking shoo-in. He seemed like the obvious person that you want to push.
He did, and he was up there, but I don't know. That's one of those things I never fully understood what happened. Right. Like I never really fully understood why that didn't go, why that fell apart the way it did. But yeah, it is what it is, I guess. And he's still there. He's, I guess he resigned longer or whatnot. I don't know, man. But right now it was surprised to see him, but Paige winning, surprised he won that. I guess after they did their little investigation of the whole little incident, I guess they found he didn't really do too much or had too much involvement other than him, whatever little shit talking he did. So I guess he's back and, he's winning that. So it'll be him and Moxley, or he'll be facing the winner of or MJF and Moxley or whatever, however that may go. But I mean, okay, I can't be mad about the winner. The match was terrible, but I can't be mad about the winner.
All right, bro. Last but not least, we got the main event. We got that boy Absolute Pretty Ricky Starks versus Powerhouse Hobbs and a lights out match. That boy Pretty Ricky ended up picking up the victory. Tuco, man, I liked it. It was what I thought it was gonna be. It was a fight. That boy Ricky Starks got his ass handed to him for a lot of the match, as expected. Powerhouse Hobbs put them paws on him, but my boy Pretty Ricky had some nice spots as well, and I felt like he was the right guy to win to pick up the victory, considering he got his ass handed to him in less than a minute the last time they fought. Tuco, man, what are you thinking of this match? 1, 2. What do you think of the storyline, and how do we move forward?
You probably have one more match. Hobbs won the first one. Starks got this one. You probably do one more. It makes sense that Ricky took most of the beat down because Hobbs is a powerful dude. He's a young big dude. He's strong, man, and he's vicious. So he's got malice on his mind. So therefore, he's gonna put a hurt in the Starks, and he did what he needed to do. So he looked incredible. He looked like the new up and young coming like new threat that's gonna happen. And Starks is Starks. He's been he's been working his way up, and he's now a fan favorite, and people want to see more of him. So he got the victory. Good way to end the show. Lights out match. One more match, push it forward.
You know it. And man, look, that'll end your AEW Rampage. We finished up SmackDown. We had to give y'all a 2-for-1, an hour, 3 minutes in. I had to talk to my guy, man. I miss my brother. We ain't really been talking all week
right.
because I wanted my guy to have family time because we see each other enough during the week, man. I mean, we just seen each other for like fucking 15 shows straight a couple weeks ago. So I felt like it was only right, man. I felt like it was only right, man.
Right before I went on my vacation too.
Right before.
That's why we did a lot of those shows. It's like, man, I got to be gone for a week, bro. We gotta get these shows in. But no, man, we back. We back until my bro and his missus go and they do their thing. But no, we back. We gonna be back tomorrow with a Monday Night Raw review. No, we're not doing the whole review. Do not think we're coming on at 8:00. We are not doing that. We may come on at the main event. We may see what the main event is. We gonna come on main event time anyway. It's Raw. But no, man, we be back with Raw. We still debating on NXT. It's been kind of good lately, not a lot, but we still debating on NXT. But of course, we'll see y'all Wednesday. Thursday, man, we got to start something new. We got to do something different. We got to do something. We got to give y'all something outside of just the regular review shows. We got to talk something else with y'all. We can shoot from the hip, but we can do that anytime. But we got to give y'all a little something different. Don't want to say what it is yet, but we'll figure it out. Then, of course, man, we'll get y'all back on for the Friday Night Block Party. We'll be back on our regular schedule because I think we got an Extreme Rules coming up a couple of weeks. Yeah. So, so we got an Extreme Rules coming up. So, we'll be on the pay-per-view status once again. We'll give you that live and direct. But other than that, man, again, I missed y'all. Missed my bro. Appreciate talking that talk with y'all. Appreciate everybody who came out, just to listen to us ramble for a minute. And yeah, man, we gonna catch y'all tomorrow, man. We're gonna catch y'all tomorrow night.
Hey, real quick, man, before we get out of here, man, I look, if you're looking for 2 kids, man, I got 2 kids. All I ask for a box of Mally's chocolates, man. I'll DM y'all the information. We all can send that shit to me. I'm tired. I don't want to be a daddy no more, and I already got my wife. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you once again for tuning in. And these fucking cats, y'all can get them too. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you once again for tuning in to another episode of this
For a box of Molly's chocolate. I mean, I get Molly's chocolate. It's expensive, but bro. Oh my god, man! I can't with you.
Hey, did I mention
I miss you too, man. I miss you too. Oh shit, man! Oh man! You my guy, dude. I can't wait to get back to work. Yeah, you my guy, man. Actually, I can. After what you just told me, but I can. But I can, but I can't. But I can. But it is what it is. But yeah, man.
Hey, I am doing what they call in industry God's work. And with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you once again for tuning in to another episode of Generation Wrestling Podcast.
Hit that
I
button.
am a 29-year-old piece of gold. He's too cold. We'll see y'all in a minute. Peace.